In America, there's a dire warning out there from the Congressional Budget Office, that's the CBO, that says the U.S. will likely dip into another recession as early as next year if nothing is done on the taxing issue and the spending issue. Republican Senator John Thune of South Dakota is chairman of the Senate Republican Conference. And you're on this, Senator. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
Where are we headed? Is this the fiscal cliff that people have talked about?
It is. There's a big pileup at the end of the year because you've got all the tax rates going up. Marginal income tax rates, capital gains tax rates, dividends tax rates, state tax. All these tax provisions expire, and you've got this sequester, which is going to take effect that would put draconian cuts into the defense budget. And frankly, that's a result of Congress not having passed a budget in 3 years. The reason we've got a sequester is because for the third consecutive year now, the Senate has not acted on a budget. And so this is what you end up with. But that happens at the end of the year. The debt limit increase happens at the end of the year. It's going to be very, very difficult if all these things come up in the haze of a lame duck session of Congress to make a lot of sense of it to the American people.
You know,
I think
it's
in our best interest to move and to get some of these things addressed now as opposed to waiting till then.
How possible is that? Because I'm only hearing gridlock again, especially on the Senate side.
I think that my hope would be at least that we could get something done on taxes. I know the House of Representatives is talking about taking up something on taxes that it would at least extend the current rates into next year when we can hopefully get into a full-blown debate about tax reform. But if we wait until the very end of the year and all this stuff is negotiated, I frankly think that's why the president and his folks would like to see that happen, because they want to leverage these things against each other. The more certainty we can give to the markets and to investors, the more we can get this off the table sooner. I think the better off it is. And
do you think there will be a decision on this before the election? Because everybody's kind of holding their cards right now, aren't they?
Well, we would like to see that happen. I don't think there's any incentive on the part of the president or the Democrats in Congress to do this before the election. I think they figure they will benefit by having this debate at the end of the year in the haze of that lame duck session of Congress. But as you pointed out, the Congressional Budget Office is now saying that that could really cost us economic growth next year. And we all believe that if we don't get these tax rates extended, it's going to have a profound impact on the economy, and it's going to cost us a lot of growth and a lot of jobs.
You know what Harry Reid's saying? He's saying that Republicans need to express more, flexibility, greater flexibility on raising taxes. Where are you as a party on that now?
We believe fundamentally what we have, Bill, is a spending problem, not a revenue problem. It's not that we tax too little, it's that we spend too much, and that we have to address what is driving federal spending, and that is entitlement programs. We need to deal with reform of those programs in order to save Social Security and Medicare, and the Democrats don't want to go there. Now, I think Republicans are more than willing to talk about the tax code, reforming the tax code, hopefully achieving more revenue the old-fashioned way, which is through economic growth. But the Democrats will not deal with this issue of what's really driving federal spending, and that's Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, those things that we call mandatory spending in the budget. That has to be addressed if we're going to get the spending side of this equation under control. And I don't think you can start talking about revenues until we demonstrate to the American people that we're serious about spending.
Well, Senator, thank you for your time today. We're going to watch and see where it goes. I know you're pushing for a Transparency Act on the whole sequestration matter to figure out what is cut and what is not, what can be saved and what's going to go off the table, Senator. So we'll bring you back real soon. John Thune, thank you today.
Thanks, Bill.
Martha.